I'm sitting here with Shawn Gallagher, an associate of the Ontario Hypnosis Centre, who does work that's primarily focused on pain management, hypnosis for birthing, hypnosis for fertility, but she runs a whole gamut of other issues that she sees clients for, and she has this kind of effect on her clients where when anyone leaves her clinic room, they always come out seeming happier than they were when they went in. And Shawn has this amazing, wonderful energy that she shares very effortlessly with her clients. So I'd like to introduce you to Shawn and maybe have her say a few words about herself and how she got started in hypnosis.
Oh, thank you for inviting me. I was always very interested in hypnosis. I actually used it for my first birth in 1990.
Oh, wow.
My son is now in university. And it was a great birth. It was really wonderful, and I always thought it would be a very cool thing to do, but I knew at the time in Ontario the laws were such that it wasn't really something that was open to the general public. And so when the laws changed in '97, I heard about it first in '98, so as soon as I heard about it, I said, sign me up. Because I was just interested, I was curious, and I was working full-time at the time and thought that that would be my life's work. I was working as a midwife. But interesting how things unfold. I ended up taking a little bit of time off in '99, and I've been working full-time ever since at hypnosis. So
that's quite the journey.
It is, yeah.
How have you found yourself evolving over the course of your career as a hypnotist?
A lot. The basic training gives you the tools for smoking cessation, for weight management, for stress, and those are huge. I mean, they're just huge for anybody in our culture today. But there's so much more that this modality can really help with, because science is pretty clear today that the mind and the body are very interconnected, and so even physical ailments, things like headaches, can shift with our perception, and it's safe. It's in terms of the applications, they're just huge.
Yeah, I know sometimes when clients call to make an appointment, they'll ask, what are the side effects of hypnosis? And what I say to them is the only side effect you'll probably experience is that you feel more relaxed and you sleep better.
Yeah,
so that's actually one of the things I find that's really consistent.
Yeah.
Clients always report sleeping much better.
Yeah, even though they might have come in for something like nail biting or that kind of thing, yeah.
I know also that having gone through some of the clients that you've seen, that you've worked with some clients who've come in for some pretty severe pain management issues. I remember one client had migraines that he had suffered for years or decades, I believe. Yeah. And you helped him to be able to sort of turn down the volume of the pain he was experiencing. And I know we have this very strict requirement where we require a letter from the client's doctor to say that it's appropriate to do this kind of work with them. So could you explain, one, why it's important to have that doctor's recommendation and allowing the client to do hypnosis for pain management, and how hypnosis can help for pain?
Yes, yeah. I mean, I know that when I was first doing the hypnosis training, it was a surprise to me and my classmates that this was something that felt as good as it did. That you get into this really relaxed state, and it's awesome how good it can feel. So the pain management aspect of it is, hypnosis needs to be safe. It needs to be appropriate, and pain, for the most part, is a signal to our body that there's something that needs some medical or dental attention. But there are types of pain that are clinically checked out. The medical profession has examined it from all angles, and they can't find anything organically that is a problem. So it's really important that if somebody's using hypnosis to manage pain, that it's safe and appropriate, that we're not masking something that needs deeper attention, which is why a doctor's letter is mandatory.
Great.
Yeah.
And then to help turn down the volume of pain? I mean, we typically never tend to eliminate pain entirely. It's more bringing it to a manageable level where it's no longer affecting your life, but you can live life, quote unquote, normally.
Yeah, depending on the skill level of the client. I mean, some people are really amazing at hypnosis, so they do a little bit and it really goes a long way. Everybody can benefit from it. I work a lot with pregnant women preparing for childbirth, typically natural childbirth, and it's surprising to the midwives, the nurses, the doctors, how incredibly calm and relaxed they can be. And these are women who, you know, wouldn't normally see themselves as being very adept or talented or skilled at this. This is something we can all do. So at the very least, we can change our perception, because all of the pain researchers globally are pretty clear today that all pain is in the brain. And it's just how we perceive it as to how much we feel it and how intense it would be. So as we can then use our minds to change our perspective of it, then that's completely safe. There's no side effects in terms of, you know, medications can't have side effects, and it's just not appropriate to be on very strong medications for very long periods of time. So even doctors will say we want to be able to lighten the medication use, and that's something that people can do with their minds.
Yeah. I remember in one of the mentoring meetings that we do for our graduates, I'd asked you to speak, and in that you spoke about how every medication, every chemical we need is already in the body. And I thought that was just fascinating, and of course it's true. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, I think we're living in a very interesting time in terms of what science understands biochemically, what's going on in our body. My understanding is that endorphins were discovered in 1975, and this was a huge paradigm shift in science, because up until that point, the thinking was if somebody wanted pain relief, they could get a gas, they could get a pill, they could get an injection, but it was always something from outside. So it would always be a pharmaceutical, typically, that would be administered. And to then have discovered that we make, the endorphins are chemically similar to morphine, so that we make these kinds of essentially medications in our bodies, and it's safe, and it's our bodies understand how to process this, and it's not addictive.
And it's natural. And it's
natural. So that, especially for pregnant women, the idea that they can make their own, you know, a lot of women think, oh, I'm having natural childbirth, I'm not getting any drugs. But the idea is that they're making a lot of the natural anesthetic that's good for them and really good for the baby. So
great.
Safe for the baby.
So that brings me to the next piece then. I mean, I remember we joked when we were talking about your courses, we have a program that we've created for you where you teach the hypnosis for fertility, so you help them get pregnant first, and then you do the birthing, so you teach your clients how to do natural childbirthing, and you teach the pain management course, which is obviously incorporated into the the birthing process. So tell us a little bit about the fertility aspect of how you work with clients to help them enhance their fertility.
Well, first I would say these courses are for certified hypnotists, so that the idea is that somebody who has their hypnosis designation can take these courses as additional training for working with those dealing with fertility issues or preparing for childbirth or helping clients with pain management. The fertility is it's very interesting. It's you know, they're talking about it being a bit of an epidemic these days because so many people are really struggling with fertility issues. Typically, most of the people who come for this kind of work are women, because even with issues with male fertility, it's the women who get all the testing, the women who get all the medications. And so fertility is stressful like you would not believe in terms of dealing with the testing, lots of ultrasounds, lots of early morning appointments, and just the stress is huge. And so we know that female fertility is affected by stress. So just at the very least, bringing down the stress levels is going to help that process for her, whether she's doing assisted fertility procedures or natural, promoting natural fertility.
Great. And then basically the concept of the body having everything it needs to heal and to allow it to do its own natural process is already there. That's sort of the concept you use with your birthing?
Yes, yeah. So as we know, the human mind is a pretty simplified version of how we view the mind, but the idea that the conscious is the smaller part, so that's the top of the iceberg, subconscious is the bottom part of the mind, and it's the bigger part. Mm-hmm. So if somebody's, say, planning on changing a habit, and the subconscious mind is already on board with that habit change, then it's really easy. Typically people will come for hypnosis because they've decided I'm quitting smoking or I'm going to make a change to this habit, and then they're struggling. Mm-hmm. So that's then when we're looking at the subconscious mind, let's make some changes on this level, with, you know, almost like changing a program. And so now you're a non-smoker for life. You're, you know that it's possible to give birth naturally and be calm, be either comfortable or managing it. Mm-hmm. Really, either are fine. It just, you can be in a place sometimes where something's painful, but it just doesn't bother you. And that's really interesting when that happens. So.
And it's fascinating stuff. I mean,
it is really fascinating. Yeah.
To see clients having these wonderful outcomes. And I know research has recently shown that the decisions are made in the subconscious part of the mind up to 10 seconds before we're even consciously aware of even having to make a decision. Right. So, you know, if we subconsciously decide, you know, we can't stop smoking, or we're going to have a painful birth process, you know, that sort of creates then the conscious reality of that. So to have that subconscious process to be more along the lines of what the client desires, then you sort of bring the two into congruence.
Yeah, and typically for childbirth, the fear aspect is huge, because in our culture there's a lot of reinforcing of, you know, the fears of giving birth, what that whole process is like. And we know even way back when, 1950s, Dr. Grantley Dick Reed was really clear that fear increases the perception of pain. And so just getting to a place that this is a process that we've been doing for a little while as humans on this planet. We're fairly successful at it. That childbirth is a natural process, and it can be done, and we are all capable. Females, anyway, are capable of giving birth in a way that's it's doable, totally doable.
Well, I think that's a great note to end on. We're all capable of so many things once we are able to access the power of our minds. So if you have further questions on fertility or birthing naturally with hypnosis, of managing pain or managing stress and so many issues that Shawn can help you with, please feel free to send us an email to info@ontariohypnosiscenter.com. You can find us on the net at www.ontariohypnosiscenter.com. You can send questions to us directly for Shawn, and if it's private and personal, we'll respond by email, or perhaps you can include it as part of our future video discussions. We look forward to hearing from you, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn.
Thank you. Yeah.